From the basic knowledge we means the origin of the topic. Let's suppose when Pakistan came into being, क़याम पाकिस्तान की ज़रूरत क्यों महसूस हुई? तो सबसे पहले थोड़ा से origin की तरफ जाओ, बेसिक्स की तरफ जाओ, कुछ रीज़न बताओ कि ये कुछ रीज़न्स हैं जिसकी वजह से क़याम पाकिस्तान लाजमी हुआ. These are the things because of which the Muslims start struggle for a separate homeland. If you are going to discuss something in physics, go to the detail. You are going to teach something in biology, in chemistry, you must have some basic knowledge about that particular topic, about that particular subject which you need to teach. Why? Because you need to provide a proper foundation to the students. On the base of that foundation, the students need to build the building of knowledge on the base of that foundation which you provide in terms of basic knowledge. So that's why before teaching a subject, before teaching a topic, the lesson plan provide certain basic knowledge to the students, because it helps the teacher that this is your topic, gather some information, then deliver those knowledge to the students. Because of this lesson plan, टीचर का अपना स्पेसिफाइड एरिया होता है, स्पेसिफाइड टीचिंग प्रोटोकॉल होता है, and the teacher will never stammer and mumble during the lecture because of the timely preparation of the lessons. वो कहते हैं ना कि क्या इधर उधर के चक्के मार रहे हो, सीधी बात पे आओ ना. तो लेसन प्लान ये टीचर को फोर्स नहीं करेगा कि उस तरफ जाओ इस तरफ जाओ. ना, टीचर प्लान फोकस करता है that the teacher should follow this particular track, don't deviate from it, don't provide those information, those examples which are not necessary, which are not according to the topic, which are not according to the lesson plan. So it provides a proper limited area to the teacher that within this particular area go provide information to the students, promote the students, provide a solid foundations to the student. Why? Because it provides a chance to the student to groom, that the teacher will teach you relevant to the topic only, and that lesson plan provide benefits to the teacher that you must prepare yourself before starting the lecture. Timely preparation, this chance is given to the teacher that yes, it's your class, go for some time preparation. So we need to focus upon all these things whenever we are designing an effective lesson plan. Now what will be the conclusion? Conclusion of the benefits of the lesson plan and the lesson plan as well. The conclusion is that a lesson plan does not necessarily have to be a detailed script that contains the plan of every interaction with the student in a classroom. इसका conclusion ये है कि जो भी एक्टिविटी आप करवाना चाहते हो उसके बारे में कुछ डिटेल या बहुत ज़्यादा बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन की ज़रूरत नहीं. क्यों? टीचर जानता है. अगर लेसन प्लान में गिवन है इस एक्टिविटी के लिए ग्रुप डिस्कशन अरेंज करो, बस सिर्फ इतना लिखा होगा. ये नहीं कि फलाना बंदा ये बंदा इसी तरह बैठेगा, इसी अंदाज में बैठेगा, ये बातें करेगा. नो, देयर विल बी नो डिटेल. इट जस्ट प्रोवाइड ए जनरल स्क्रिप्ट and the teacher need to implement that script. Simple. Also, it should preferably have the general overviews of the aims and objectives of the course. Of course, as we discussed in very detail, that there must be a general overview and the plan of the teaching and learning activities of the course and all other activities planned to check the students' understanding. लेसन प्लान बनाया ही इसलिए जाता है कि लर्निंग कैपेबिलिटीज ऑफ द स्टूडेंट को एसेस किया जाए, उसको जज किया जाए, उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन हासिल की जाए, उसके बारे में एक टॉपिक के बारे में अवेयरनेस क्रिएट की जाए, सोशल एंड रियल लाइफ इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन दी जाए. तो कंक्लूजन में हम इसी बातों को मद्देनज़र रखते हैं। आल्सो लेसन प्लान में जो एक फोर्स होता है लेसन प्लान इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए, ये होता है a type of driving force, and that driving force is what? The force of motivation for the teachers, and also provide a type of hunger to learn more by student is what keeps a teacher going. टीचर को चांस देता है, अच्छा पढ़ाओ, अकॉर्डिंग टू द फॉर्मेट पढ़ाओ, लेसन प्लान को इम्प्लीमेंट करो, और सीखने के लिए स्टूडेंट के प्यास को बढ़ाता है कि और नॉलेज गेन करो, और सीखो, और समझो, और अपने आप को पॉलिश करो, और अपनी एबिलिटी को प्रमोट करो। गो फॉर मोर फॉर प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट, मॉरल डेवलपमेंट, सोशल डेवलपमेंट, रिलीजियस डेवलपमेंट। Why? Because if the things are relevant to the society, of course social development. If the course is relevant to religion, of course religious development. Having certain standards, having certain moral beliefs, of course ethical development will be there. So all these things are the factors which we need to consider in a lesson plan. So these are the benefits and the final conclusions which we need to achieve through the help of a proper lesson plan. Now we are going towards some essential steps which need to be taken while preparing an exciting and effective lesson plan. Or simply we can say steps to prepare an exciting and effective lesson plan. As we know that whenever we are going to design a lesson plan, so we need to consider two things in our mind. That lesson plan should be exciting and effective. Exciting in a sense give certain chances to the student in terms of their motivation. Exciting in a sense that the student must show certain excitations level that yes, today we will deliver, the teacher will deliver this particular topic, we will learn this particular knowledge. Exciting in a sense that the teacher will think that I will deliver these sorts of information which will help to increase the learning capabilities of the student. Exciting for the student as well, that they will consider that today we will further polish our professional behaviors or professional etiquettes, and we will go further towards professional development. Effective in a sense that what we are going to deliver, it must be according to the lesson plan. What activities we need to perform, it must be well defined in the lesson plan, and it must have certain goals and objectives. So these two things must be interrelated with each other, exciting and effective. These two things must be interlinked with each other whenever we are designing a particular lesson plan. So while consider these two factors, excitation and effectiveness in our mind, we need to design our lesson plan based on a few steps. Step number 1, choose realistic learning goals. Realistic. Those goals which are real and which can be accomplished. Those goals which are beneficial for the future growth and future development of the students. So before you begin planning, you need to know what specific skills and knowledge you want your student to develop during one single lesson or unit. एक टॉपिक आप पढ़ाते हो, एक क्लास आप लेते हो, तो उस क्लास में टीचर को ये पता होना चाहिए कि आज के क्लास में मैंने कौन से एरियाज पर काम करना है, स्टूडेंट की कौन से स्किल्स मैंने इंप्रूव करनी है, राइटिंग स्किल्स इंप्रूव करनी है, ओरल स्किल्स इंप्रूव करनी है, प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स इंप्रूव करनी है, लर्निंग स्किल्स इंप्रूव करने हैं, अगर नॉलेज इंक्रीज करना है कौन सा नॉलेज इंक्रीज करना है। सो टीचर को ये पता होना चाहिए। ठीक है, तो इसी के लिए टीचर को ये एहसास होना चाहिए कि उसके पास एक लिस्ट होना चाहिए, लेट सपोज, या एक लिस्ट को जहन में रखें कि इतने स्टूडेंट्स हैं, इसकी स्किल्स इतनी इम्प्रूव हो गई, इसकी नॉलेज लेवल इतना इम्प्रूव हो गया अबाउट ए पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक। सो रियलिस्टिक लर्निंग गोल्स मीनिंग टू से इट मस्ट बी बेस्ड अपॉन द स्किल्स एंड नॉलेज। हमारे गोल्स क्या होने चाहिए? स्टूडेंट की स्किल्स इंप्रूव करना, स्टूडेंट की गोल्स अचीव करना। तो हमें लर्निंग गोल्स सेलेक्ट करने हैं, किस लिए? जब हम एक लेसन प्लान को डिफाइन करते हैं, बनाते हैं या उसको डिज़ाइन करते हैं। टीचर ऑफन फोकस टू मच ऑन नॉलेज, फॉरगेटिंग अबाउट डेवलपिंग स्किल्स। ऑफ कोर्स टीचर के पास नॉलेज बहुत ज़्यादा होता है अबाउट ए पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक कंपेयर विद द स्टूडेंट्स। टीचर बाज़ औक़ात ऐसा होता है कि टीचर बस इंफॉर्मेशन देता जा रहा होता है, इंफॉर्मेशन देता रहता है, क्लास ख़त्म हो जाती है, बट द टीचर फॉरगेट दैट आई ऑल्सो नीड टू प्रमोट द स्किल्स ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स एज वेल, प्रमोट देयर linguistic skills, their vocabulary, their presentational skills, their writing skills, the skills how to ask questions, the skills how to answer a particular questions. So yes, we need to deliver knowledge to the students, but the delivery of knowledge is much important as that of improvement of the skills are also much important. So both of these things must go side by side. जितना ज़्यादा आप नॉलेज डिलीवर करते हो, कोशिश करें उतनी ही आप स्टूडेंट के स्किल्स को भी इंक्रीज किया जाए। स्टेप नंबर 2, पिक एक्साइटिंग टॉपिक्स और लर्निंग कॉन्टेक्स्ट। जो टॉपिक एज ए टीचर आप पढ़ाते हैं, कोशिश करें कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा एक्साइटिंग हो, स्टूडेंट उसमें दिलचस्पी ले, रियल लाइफ एग्जाम्पल्स उसी में हो, लर्निंग एक्टिविटीज़ उसके लिए हो, ग्रुप्स डिस्कशन उसी में हो, प्रेजेंटेशंस हो, स्टडी टूर की ज़रूरत हो। लेट सपोज अगर आप ज्योग्राफी पढ़ाते हैं या कोई और ऐसे पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ाते हैं, स्टडी टूर अरेंज करें। मुख्तलिफ कॉलेजेस एंड यूनिवर्सिटीज़ का विजिट करनी है फॉर इंक्रीजिंग द लर्निंग कैपेबिलिटीज ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स, एंगेज इट, प्रोवाइड दैट फैसिलिटीज टू योर स्टूडेंट, so it will increase the excitational levels of the student and it will provide more solid grounds to the student to learn practically. So even if you have a curriculum to cover that tells you what specific topics to teach and they do not seem super interesting, try to find something unique. Try to find something fascinating about them, something interesting about them. Sometimes for student a topic seems a bit bore, but teacher is just like a magician. Teacher की मिसाल एक जादूगर की तरह है, वो जानता है how to engage your students, वो जानता है स्टूडेंट के साथ कैसा बिहेव रखना है, कैसा उसको फ्रेश, एक्टिव एंड मोटिवेट रखना है। They know all those particular skills and abilities. So there is always a way to make even the most boring topic appealing to your students. So the best way to do so is to look for some meaningful connections between the topic and your student current interest. Student के interest पैदा करना है, relevant example दे दो। एक टॉपिक के में बाज़ औक़ात रिलैक्स एनवायरनमेंट प्रोड्यूस करो, स्टूडेंट को थोड़ा सा गॉसिप्स करें, हंसी मजाक करें, स्टूडेंट को फ्रेश रखें। अगर टॉपिक बोर है, वक्फ़ों के साथ उस टॉपिक को पढ़ाता जाओ। बट द थिंग इज दैट द अचीवमेंट ऑफ गोल इज नेसेसरी। नेवर डिविएट फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर पाथ, ऑलवेज बी रियलिस्टिक अबाउट द अचीवमेंट ऑफ गोल। सो फॉर द अचीवमेंट ऑफ ए गोल, पिक exciting topics and pick some interesting learning material. Pick some interesting activities, arrange some activities for the better understanding of the students. Step number 3, know your students' needs and talent. स्टूडेंट की नीड क्या है, ज़रूरियात क्या है, उसके टैलेंट क्या है. अगर हम देखें तो एक क्लास में स्टूडेंट के डिफरेंट लेवल्स होते हैं. Based on their talent, one student is different from another one, and based on issues and problem, also one student is different from another one. So अगर स्टूडेंट का टैलेंट लेवल डिफरेंट है किसी दूसरे स्टूडेंट से, तो मतलब ये कि एक दूसरा स्टूडेंट जो कि बिलो एवरेज है या एवरेज है, क्या चाहता है? ही नीड मोर अटेंशन, ही नीड मोर सिंपल वर्ड्स, he needs a more sophisticated way of teaching, he needs some more fascinating informations, he needs some more fascinating activities. That's why address the needs of the students, and according to that needs deliver your lecture, deliver the knowledge to the students. So this is the only way which helps the student to increase their learning abilities, which helps the student to learn more in more better way, which helps the student to show dedications and devotions for their studies and school. And that is the way that the student will have a proper trust upon their teacher, that yes, the teacher knows us on the basis of our talent, on the basis of our need, and the teacher knows how they are promoting our inner potentialities. So if you know the student needs and talent, the student will trust you a lot. The student will show more and more respect for you, and the student will show more and more dedication for their studies as well. So of course, finally, the goals and objectives will be accomplished properly. Remember that you need to prepare your lesson with all your students in mind. As I am discussing again and again, if there are certain levels of students, certain amount of students, certain quantity of the student in the class, consider them in your mind. Then adopt a teaching methodology which must be highly acceptable for all those things. So it should be under consideration whenever you are preparing an effective lesson plan. Number 4, use a range of teaching approaches and methods. Yes, as we discussed in our this particular class as well, that whenever you are teaching a particular topic, there are different students, belongs to different backgrounds, having different talent standards. Consider them. Your teaching methodology and your words, it should be highly appreciable and highly acceptable for all available students inside a class. So vary your method. If your method is only teaching, to write something on the board, an explanation, bring some variations, come for some presentations, come for some assignments, come for some group discussions, go for certain projectors, multimedia, LCDs, LEDs, go for certain lab work, bring variations in your teaching methodology. For what purpose? For the purpose to increase the learning capabilities of the student. Why? Because who are our focal point? Of course, the students are our focal point. So we need to focus upon our focal point, that yes, the students are our focus point. We need to promote their learning capabilities, and we need to provide a solid foundation to these basic pillars of the society, to these basic pillars of the nation. That's why we need to consider different teaching methods while delivering a particular topic. Step number 5, select appealing resources appealing resources refers to those types of resources which the student can physically see, practically touch, and practically feel. For example, if you are explaining the structure of heart, there must be a type of AV aid where the diagram is properly labeled, where different veins are properly showing, that students will take interest. That what are the veins responsible for oxygenated blood, what are the veins responsible for deoxygenated blood. If all these things are showing crystal clear in that particular diagrams or videos, of course the student will take interest. So we need to provide such types of resources which the student can touch and which the students can feel while learning a particular topic. So whenever you are teaching a particular lesson, you need to consider audio visual material. It will help the student to learn more and more. So we need to focus upon the selection of appealing resources in our topics as well. Next, the sixth one, that refers to fair assessment. आजकल एक इशू ये अराइज हो रही है कि सर्टन टाइम्स एक स्टूडेंट हाई फाई है, वेल टैलेंटेड है, having strong presentational skills, having strong learning capabilities, तो बाज़ औक़ात टीचर जो है उसको ज़्यादा टाइम भी देता है, उसको ज़्यादा अप्रिशिएट भी करता है, उसके पेपर में मार्क्स भी फुल देता है. बाज़ औक़ात स्टूडेंट ये कंप्लेंट करते हैं, ऑब्जेक्ट करते हैं that we are also the part of this class. So it means we need to deal the students with equal eye. With equal eye in a sense, we need to focus equally upon all our available students. क्यों? ताकि हम स्टूडेंट को ये चांस ना दें कि टीचर जो है ये डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करता है. Although really it is something different. The teacher will never go for any type of discrimination. But let's suppose if something comes in the student's mind, then we need to deal with them with equal eye, with equal standards. We need to go for certain fair assessment. That's why we can say assessment is very important part of our planning. It doesn't mean testing here. Check your student. Understanding at the end of the lesson may not be the best idea. If you had not observed them during the whole session, आपने पूरे सेशन में स्टूडेंट को जज ही नहीं किया, उसकी लर्निंग कैपेबिलिटीज़ को आपने अंदाज़ा नहीं लगाया. You even don't know his name, his learning capabilities. At the end आप उससे जस्ट एक टेस्ट लेते हो, उस टेस्ट के बेस पर आप उसके सारी पर्सनैलिटी की जो है वो एक स्ट्रक्चर डिफाइन करते हो. नो, इट शुड नॉट बी लाइक दिस. ड्यूरिंग एवरी पर्टिकुलर लेसन, ड्यूरिंग एवरी पर्टिकुलर क्लास, we need to have a proper eye contact. The teacher need to read the facial expressions of the student. From the facial expressions of the student, the teacher knows their learning capabilities. The teacher knows that the student learning this particular topic or not. The teacher knows that yes, the student is picking my points or not. So we need to focus upon a fair assessment. We need not to go for any type of differentiation, any type of favoritism. We need to discourage all these things. So in the end, your student understanding will be as good as your delivery. जो आप डिलीवर करते हो, स्टूडेंट इसको पिक करता है. क्यों पिक करता है? Because the student know that this is the area where I need to focus. This is the area which the teacher note that yes, this particular area is a teacher as a student, I have certain confusion, I have certain deficiencies. So the reflection of teacher, the special attention of teacher and special focus of the teacher upon the student will increase the skills of the student. So the teacher need to use observational skills to increase the learning skills of the student. How? If you are observing a student, he is not picking the point, he is confused, ask questions, change your teaching methodology, provide more information. If the student facing certain confusion in asking the questions, clarify the questions, go for certain clarifications. So we need to consider. And the last step which we need to consider, that is evaluation. अब ये evaluation दो तरह के हैं. Evaluation on the behalf of teachers, evaluation on the behalf of students. टीचर खुद को भी evaluate करता है, student खुद को भी evaluate करता है. So it means that each single lesson is a chance for the teacher to improve their teaching practice, and each lesson is a chance for the student to improve his learning skills, his learning abilities. If a teacher found a particular deficiency in one particular class, so for upcoming class the teacher need to remove that deficiency. The teacher need to adopt a more perfect way while teaching a particular topic. That's why we need to focus upon all these things. For this reason, it is good to make a habit of analyzing your lessons and finding out how your student responded to certain activities, resources or methods you have used. क्या करता है, इसका फाइनल बेनिफिट क्या होगा? That lesson plan will provide a particular chance to the teacher to evaluate yourself, evaluate your material, evaluate your teaching methodology, and evaluate your words, your expressions, and evaluate the environment which you provide to the student for increasing their learning capabilities. So it always helps when you try to identify the most effective tools. It will always help you. Which particular tool helps you a lot? Which particular tool will promote your professionalism? And which particular tool will increase the learning potentialities of the student? That's why it provides a certain standards for modification. आज आपने एक लेसन प्लान फॉलो कर दिया, आपको जो जो मुश्किलात आई, you need to work upon it, you need to evaluate it, you need to assess it, and for upcoming class, of course, you will be more perfect, you will be more bold, you will perform the activities in a more better way compared with the previous one. So that's why these are some 7-8 steps which we need to consider while designing an effective lesson plan, because this effective lesson plan will always provide certain information to the teacher about their professional growth, and will provide certain information to the students about the upcoming activities, about the routine activities. So lesson plan will always provide a proper roadmap, a proper guidelines to the teacher, how to behave, how to react, how to teach, what to teach, which particular teaching methodology we need to adopt. And the student will also search some excitation levels. At this particular level, that is very excited, we will learn more and more. The teacher also need to provide such type of conducive learning environment where the student feel that this particular environment is highly favorable for us. So all these things which we discussed today, it's all about the lesson plan. I hope you enjoyed our today's lecture. Inshallah, for upcoming class, once again we will come for some more information. उम्मीद है आपको आज का हमारा लेक्चर पसंद आया होगा, जिसमें हमने लेसन प्लान के बारे में डिटेल में बातें की, उसके बेनिफिट्स बता दिए, उसके डेफिनेशन बयान की और उसके कुछ सर्टन स्टेप्स बयान की जो कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा लाजमी है एक लेसन प्लान को बनाने के लिए। थैंक यू सो मच। वमा अलैना इल्लल बलाग।